Hello and thanks for watching Best Maths Tutors. I'm continuing to go through the Edexcel Foundation Tier Paper 1 from 2018 and this is question 26. And we can see that what we've got here is a square with sides of length 20 centimetres. So we can put that on the diagram, 20 centimetres and 20 centimetres as is written there. And what we've got to show is that the area of the shaded region divided by the area of the square would make a fraction which is pi divided by 8. So the first thing we need to do then is work out what the area of the square is. So the area of the square is just the base times the height there. So the square is equal to 20 times 20, which is 400 centimetres squared. So the next thing that we need to do is find the area of the shaded region. And if we look at it, examine it a bit more closely, we can see that the shaded region is actually a quarter of a circle. So a quarter of a circle like this with a semicircle removed from it. So the first thing that I'm going to try and do is work out what the area of the quarter circle is. So before we've had this sort of bite of a semicircle taken out of it. So what we can think there is, we know the formula for the area of a circle is pi r squared. And in fact, in our case, because we've got quarter of a circle, this is 90 degrees here, it's going to be a quarter pi r squared, which will give us the area of it. And we have to think, well, what's the radius of the circle, which this is taken out of? So if we can imagine drawing the remaining part of that circle, then the radius of that is actually 20. So for the area of this quarter circle, it's actually equal to 1/4 pi and then times 20 squared. So that's 1/4 times pi, and 20 squared is 400, so times 400. And then if we just divide the 400 by the 4 at the bottom of the fraction, we can see that that would give us 100. So the area of the circle, of the quarter circle, is 100 pi. And we're just trying to get this in terms of pi. So we're not working out what pi is. Even if we know pi is 3.14, we're not going to put it in as a decimal. We're going to keep everything in terms of pi. So now what we need to do is work out the area of this semicircle here that we're taking out of this quarter circle. So I'm just going to draw that semicircle here, and this is the semicircle that's being removed from the shaded bit from the quarter circle. So here's our semicircle. And we can imagine this is removed from or part of a full circle. And what we need to do is work out what's the radius of it. Well, since it's 20 centimetres all the way across, so that means the diameter there is 20, then we know that the radius is going to be 10. So that radius there is 10. So what we've got is half of a circle, so we've got pi r squared, but this time it's half of that. And in our case, the radius is 10. So I'm just going to write this over here. So it's going to be half times pi times 10 squared. And so that's half times pi times 100. And if I cancel the 2 there and the 100, that'll make 50. So we can see the area of the semicircle is 50 pi. So the next thing we want to do is we want to work out what the shaded area is. Now, the shaded area is the quarter circle minus the semicircle. And we worked out that the quarter circle was 100 pi, had an area of 100 pi, and the semicircle had an area of 50 pi. So we can see that the area then of the shaded part is actually 100 pi take away 50 pi, which will give us 50 pi. Now we've got the area of the shaded area, and we know the area of the square, we can actually make those into a fraction. So if we make that into a fraction, we've got the area of the shaded region on top, so that is the 50 pi. And if we put the area of the square underneath, that was the 400. So centimetres squared for that one. So we took these two values, the 400 centimetres squared, and we took the 50 pi, made them into a fraction. And then what we can do is we can try and simplify the fraction. So I can see that I could divide top and bottom of the fraction by 50. So if I divide the top by 50, I'm just left with pi. And if I divide 400 by 50, 50 goes into 400 8 times. So that gives me an 8 on the bottom. And we've done it. We've shown that the fraction, which is the area of the shaded region over the area of the square, is equal to pi over 8. So I hope that's been helpful to you. And if it has, please give us a thumbs up for the video and also consider subscribing to our channel. Thanks for watching.